I think that a person who has a good relationship with their own self and God is unstoppable. Like, what can you do to that person to make them feel bad? They're completely fine being alone. They're completely fine being judged. They're completely fine being misunderstood. There is nothing in this world that you can do to bring such people down. That's why I'm back with another video where I'm going to talk about how you can develop a relationship with God and yourself as well, because I feel like these two are the most important relationships you have. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Obviously, you should go out there and make real relationships as well. Like, we humans are social creatures and we are here to experience connections in real life, but that should not be more important than your own self. That should not be more important than your own peace of mind, okay? Okay, now first let's clear the basics. When I say a relationship with God, I'm not pitching any religion to you guys. I'm not saying do this, do that, this, God, that. It's fine. If you don't want to believe in God, completely fine. That's your personal choice. Believe in your universe, believe in your higher self, believe in something, okay? Because as cliche as it may sound, when you have nothing, but you have faith, you have everything. I've experienced this on my own. It is so freaking true. It's one thing I can bet on my life on that is 100% true. You can be alone, but you'll never feel lonely once you realize the relationship you have with God, okay? Or universe, or higher consciousness, whoever you want to believe in. It's your personal choice, but please have faith. This is step number one in order to create a relationship with your own self and God. Okay, so first let's start with my story, how I developed a relationship with God, okay? So I think as we grow up, बचपन से हमें सिखाया जाता है कि this is God, this is someone you should fear, this is someone who has created you and they can give you whatever you want, but you have to be scared of them, okay? That was the narrative that was built up in my head and I just didn't think much about it, okay? I just used to pray whenever we have to pray and then just forget about it. But then one day, this all started in class 11th, by the way. In class 11th, I think October, winters, two major events happened in my life, okay? One, I cut off with two best friends I had at those time. Like, मैं सिर्फ उन्हीं से बात करती थी and I just cut off with them because I had my reasons and I knew that I couldn't survive this friend group more and it was just breaking my peace of mind and I have to cut off, ठीक है? So I stopped talking to them. Obviously, I was very lonely then. I was in a very introspective phase. And two, because I was a science student, I was very much engrossed in my studies, ठीक है? तो तब winters थी तो मैं बाहर अपने living room में बैठ के पढ़ती थी रात को because तब शांति होती थी and I used to like that time. And because October था तो तब नवरात्रि भी थी and नवरात्रि में हम लक्ष्मी जी को ड्रेस अप करके अच्छे से हम बाहर रखते हैं for 9 days, right? तो just one of these days, I was sorting my books and मैं सोने की तैयारी कर रही थी when I felt very frustrated and alone and I was like, I just felt so done. As if I want to talk to someone, okay? And obviously I didn't have any friends at those time. I left my friend group. I cannot wake my parents up and brother up to talk to them. So bhai, I was like, who do I talk to? And I looked at Lakshmi and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to her. So I just went out completely in front of her and I was like, anything that comes to my mind without any expectation, I was just completely authentically expressing myself. Like, what's the point of this? Is my life already decided? Is it a set way कि यही मुझे बस पढ़ाई करनी है फिर ये करना and is it already done? Like, what's the point of this? What am I doing? You know, all those thoughts. Then मुझे नींद आ गई. I didn't think much of it और मैं सोने चली गई, ठीक है? Nothing happened, but next day I wake up, I go about my day like always, and then suddenly I'm sitting there on my bed पीछे and a thought comes to my mind, like out of nowhere, like it's so surreal, but just this thought comes to my mind that Samriddhi, that book that your dad bought you 5 years ago, but you didn't read it, that novel, go find it. And I was like, huh? For 5 years, मुझे उस book का नाम कुछ भी याद नहीं था. How it looked, nothing. I just forgot about it. But suddenly, उसकी image मेरे mind में आ गई, and I remembered कि अच्छा हाँ, he bought me a book 5 years ago. I need to find that. And I was like, this is crazy, but you know what? Okay, fine, I'm gonna find it. I have no idea whose voice was that, who said that to me, but I'm just looking in my house all around में book ढूंढ रही हूँ. And I remember जो टीवी नहीं होता LED पैनल, उसके ऊपर कैबिनेट्स होते हैं, सबसे टॉप वाले कैबिनेट पे कुछ बुक्स रखी थी. I open it and सबसे पीछे I find that book. I'll attach यहाँ पे वो कौन सी बुक थी and मुझे नहीं पता था कि इस बुक में क्या लिखा है. I had no idea that this book is about manifestation and stuff. This was the first time I ever read about manifestation and I realized that my thoughts and my intentions can actually shape my reality. That was the first time I realized that I am the creator of my destiny. And it was the craziest light bulb moment of my life. And I knew it so strongly in my heart that it was God who asked me to go get that book. It was Lakshmi ji who asked me to go get that book. And oh my God, it's still giving me goosebumps because it was... And I literally read that book and I was like, what if you haven't read Secret book, please go read it. Read it. You have no idea about manifestation, go read that book. Okay, you'll realize what I'm talking about. And I read that book, and that was my first time I realized that I have a relationship with God and I can actually ask for help anytime I need. And just after also मैंने ये book पढ़ी, मैंने अपने वो friend group छोड़ दिया because I knew that was toxic for me. I found another great friend. If she's watching this video, she knows who I'm talking about. But oh my God, God bless me. That is the best friend I have ever had. Thank you so much, God, for giving me such a good friend. Thank you so much if you're watching this video for being in my life. But anyway, so that's how I discovered my relationship with God. And ever since then, you know what? I developed a friendship kind of relationship. I talk to God. I ask for help, okay? God is not on a budget. Just ask for whatever you need, okay? Every time I want something, I get it. Why? Because I have the guts to ask. I put it out there. Okay, God, give me this thing. Guide me to get this thing. Me this thing. And if this is not meant for me, then mold my heart desires so that I want what is good for me. Talk to God in that way. You're gonna get help in insane ways, I am telling you. Then as time passed by, my relationship with God improved a lot more. What happened was that now I was not scared, okay? I was excited about life. I was, hopeful, and I was just not that scared because I knew that God has my back. He is looking after me in every single step of my life. He is always there for me, and I'm not alone, I never feel alone. And I feel like this is the most reliable relationship to have because your friends, every relationship you have in your life, you're not like, it's not necessary कि वो रहेगा तुम्हारे साथ यार. They can go anytime they want. They have free will. They can leave, but the only one will never leave you is you yourself and God or whoever you believe in. So why not improve the relationship with themselves? Why not keep that relationship at your priority level? Also, as my relationship improved this year, I realized that I can ask for God for signs. So I created this symbol, okay, with God, that God, show me the symbol whenever you want to tell me that I'm on the right path. I'm not going to reveal मैंने क्या sign or symbol रखा because I believe that if I just tell it to everyone, then it won't remain a secret or code, whatever. You just get my point, okay? I cannot tell you guys, but I kept a symbol. And इस साल के April में I had the worst day of my life, okay? That night was the worst night of my life and I felt so bad. I was like, I cannot do this anymore, God. And I felt so hopeless. I wanted to give up on everything. But then, obviously, I put myself together and I was like, Samriddhi, we cannot... You're the only one you have. You cannot give up on yourself. Just get back together. We're going to find out a way. There's no problem in this world that has no solution. And the minute I said that, I opened my, this Almeida, there's Almeida here. I opened it. I took out my journal to write in it. And as I was taking out my journal, that symbol fell out. Like a cutout of that symbol fell out. Oh God. And I hadn't seen that shape in so long. It just fell on my lap and made me cry. It was as if God was talking to me, Never felt so reassured in my entire life. And I just wished more people would realize that they can have access to such a help from the universe, okay? Because everyone wants you to win. In your life, you are the main character. What happens at the end of the movie? The main character always wins. It has to be a happy ending. So you need to realize that every single force in your life wants you to win. But that's useless until and unless you realize that it wants you to win, okay? The very minute I started acknowledging the signs and the presence of God in my life was when I started receiving more help. It's like when you become conscious of your consciousness, that's when you escape the matrix, if I have to say in that language, okay? That's how I developed a relationship with God. I journal, I do shadow work every single day. It's the commitment you have to your own self, showing up for your own self every day. These small steps, taking care of your own body, being mindful of what you put in your own body. These are small steps which compound together to create a good and healthy relationship with your own self and this God. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys learned something from it. I hope it helped you guys in some way. Do tell me in the comments, how have you received crazy help or signs from universe or God? I'm really curious to know that. And thank you so much for watching. If you watched it till the end, congratulations. I am so proud of you. You have a very nice attention span. I'm so proud of you.